Hello, we are back with more Avorion with me, LG. Auto mining a little bit here. We found some Naonite, or whatever it's called. I haven't salvaged it yet, so I don't know if it's unlocked the sort of. Yeah, it was actually quite a big chunk. $30,000 of the ore. Wait, how did I get all these gems and diamonds? We just blast those pirates, was it? Right, well, we're still heading in a bit, so we found... I was thinking it's just probably on these spiral arms, isn't it? Because those two, so we might find the next one kind of about here. And then here, and here, and then... What else have we got here then? So we've got repair dock. It's a good system, it's got quite a few things. Let's just check out a few of the prices. Building knowledge, tier 3. Dot. And we go refine this stuff. I don't know if refining it, I'm going to get that knowledge as for free, or whether I've got to do both. Way out. 70-something kilometers. Binary's a different thing, isn't it? $30,000. I don't know what this 30,000 for the asteroid. See how much that turns into. But the ratios are ever small. Unlocked, collect Naonite. Got 28,000 of one rock. Naonite is a little heavier than titanium, but it's even more durable. With Naonite, you gain access to shield generators, hyperspace core. Unfortunately, Naonite armor tends to break easily, no longer available to purchase. Naonite starts to appear at a distance of 350 sectors, core and closer. Build blocks for this material, you need to have building knowledge about it. Okay, so we do need the building knowledge as well. And saw that, didn't we? Where was it? Here as well? You need 56,000 Naonite ore. Oh, okay, sorry, it's ore, not thought that was money. Did I do a scan here? I think I don't think there's any asteroids here, unfortunately. We've got the mail now. And now you've got some Naonite. You're progressing well. Naonite is even better than titanium, but it's not. But not just because it's more durable. With Naonite, you can build shield generators. Sadly, I don't have any more building knowledge that I could give you. You should try your luck with the shipyard. And pirates. Well, we've got it on offer here, haven't we? Come buy it. Raw ore, and I had 30,000. So I did it. Oh well. Don't know if there's any more in this system. That was one big block. Raw ore. Gone and converted it. Hey Paul, morning to you, sir. I've now got HMS Severance and HMS Fargo. Might name my ships after TV shows. Damn good compared to what I had before. Moving on up, we just found Naonite, which is the next material. But I think it was just that one block in this system. And it gave me about 60-70% of what I need for the building knowledge. I've gone on, converted it too quickly. Oh well, we'll have to find more, but I think thing is that market thing might reset, but I'm sure it's going to be around. It's just grabbing some stuff. What's the prices here to sell stuff at? Just as crap as everywhere else. 5.8 to 7.9. I don't know, like with iron, what the base metals, I don't know if the base metals, in theory, if they're not available, if they're available in the outer systems, I don't know if they're still available in the inner system. I kind of think they get rarer, the basic materials. So I was thinking you probably would sell those in the inner systems if you were trying to make money off the ore. Although I have seen prices almost double this on the outer system. So yeah, so this is the Fargo. I've got some extra turrets on it which aren't housed properly with the graphics designed for that many turrets, but there is a way of copying it. So I was trying to do it, but then I got lost and stuck. I nearly got it. I'm gonna have a little play around with that. Got stuck on the back here. And I was trying to do something with the torpedo launcher as well, downloading off the workshop, and I'm meant to apply it, but I get it to look like it's meant to look. The other ship, Severance, is I don't know if you saw me design it, probably I think you went by then, but it is called the Severance floor, and of course in the colours. Do 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 do. But yeah. This has got less good stuff on this ship though compared to the Argo at the moment, but I'm loving my colour design that I did with it now. Very pleased. So we need to go find some more of this stuff then, so I probably need to come down here. Still going southeast. Going southeast, we're always going southeast. Right, this one is what gate? That is the southeast. Where we need to go then. Got me again. Okay. Markers. Ah, come on, man. Got it. Not that one. 7 kilometers away. Oh. What's it locked on that for? Come on. Picked off it now. Finally. Maybe I'll have to come back here for that skill book then, but Keep going southeast, we should find systems with a lot more ore in it. Although that rock almost gave me enough, it wasn't. I still would have had to come. It's going to be much easier to see because it's green. Buried in. Be any in this system. Get into the field. However, what we got before was a really big block. Kind of thinking we messed up refining it. That is going to give me, it's next to nothing, 1,800. Maybe more than I thought it was going to give me. Another one here. Still probably need to head in. Another one behind it. Another two, but no, three. I see three others. But while I'm doing this, you just go and do some mining. Might as well. Whatever it is. My laser's pointing at my target. What's going on? They aim properly. Weird. Like cross-eyed. Probably been locked on something else, maybe. Nothing like the smell of Naonite in the morning. So this stuff allows us to build force field shields and stuff around the ships with the metal. Could be it. Right, let's see how much Naonite we've got so far. 1,000. I had 30. Find it. Too quick. Any more green? It's quite noticeable being green, but and it still doesn't show up. Be a little bit nearer. I'm getting further away from where that skill book is, I imagine. Let me just see if this place has one as well. Same amount of money, building knowledge. Like it does. Maybe all the resource depots will have it on offer. Right, can you see it from this view? I think that's probably it for here. One there. Still playing Valheim, are you? I kind of went off that game after the long delays in updates and the performance of the game and stuff, and the biomes, and then like Mistlands was a joke. You beat Ashland's boss. Isn't there? There's another land after Ashlands. Is it like the Deep North or something? I don't know if that has a boss or whether it's just. But, well done if you beat the Ashlands boss. I hate boss fights games. Cheese them if I can. Have a look. 19,000. They are here then, they don't show up green until you're, I don't know, 20 kilometers or less. baby one. Cloud in this system's not the best visibility for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this drip feeding. I'm really hoping Windrose doesn't follow the same suit in the fact I will just give you one boss and one biome at a time kind of thing. They had so much success earlier of Valheim and then they did nothing for ages. Just, you know, gave you a few iron this and. But the game doesn't, even though it doesn't seem to run, I get all these micro status on the game no matter what I do. How I run it. And I kind of went off the, I love the music and stuff. I mean, I played like 200 hours in the first like 10 days or something. I was addicted, but I can lose interest in games pretty fast once. So what was this boss in? What was the Ashland boss then? Was he, what type of creature was he, and did you have your gang of friends with you to help you do it? You host a game, but yeah, I don't think everybody has them or something. I mean, I've tried Vulcan, not Vulcan, all the stuff, but I mean, it seems so much worse than it was when it was first launched, but it possibly could be the save because I'm still on the original save. All the effort and work I put in doing my base with a moat, dug a moat all the way around, and some of it's with water and some of it's a dry moat. It's a dragon, is it? Right. Don't like the third boss was a dragon. I had to choose that one though. I did dig a pit with a roof on it or something and shoot it with a zillion arrows while he couldn't get me. Right, I think we best leave the system. We need to find more of the green stuff. We got 20,000 of the 36. So I'd quite like to get a hauling cargo ship started, Dave, but I don't quite have the funds yet, or this building knowledge for this ship type yet. I did do a scan here. Oh, you play with your wife and 2 sons. Oh, that's really nice that you can do that, man. It's like, well, I'm separated from my wife now, but she couldn't have been more distasteful of any interest I had, even when I was a pilot and flying. She would just, you know, say things that put me down, like, what are you doing that for? And, you know, couldn't you spend your money on better things? And, you know, let alone gaming. So she didn't even play board game. I mean, I grew up with my daughter playing board games and stuff, and she loved them and stuff. We always played board games at Christmas, but my daughter's sort of, well, I best not talk about it and stuff, but close now. But there was a group, a family that I was watching. I used to, when playing WoW Classic or something, they used to always play together. Oh, I didn't never sneeze out of nowhere. Sorry about that. I'm looking for the gate. Southwest. East, no. No gate. West. Go southwest. Southeast. We come down here. Just jump down here. That's it. Honestly, these markers need to be bigger. Oh, hang on. I'd like to escort me. Follow me. Lossing. Your lads live in Manchester, so yeah, 4 hours. Yeah, it's quite a way. Your East Coast. Whereabouts in are you, like Norwich way, or said you were East Coast? Sunday night gaming is a great catch. Yeah, that's really nice that you can do that and stuff. How old are your sons, Tom? I'm not close to any of my family really, just my mother, but then I put her torment. We're as far east of Norwich as you can get. Gold. Great Yarmouth way, Great Yarmouth. Stoff, all that area. That's out that way, but it's sort of so far away from everything else in the UK. It's, but debating whether to have a second cup of tea now or not. They're in their early 30s. Oh well. You're lucky they even talk to you, let alone game with you. So that's really nice that you get along and can do all that. pair that stuff together. Right, let's do a quick scan. I think I'm in the dead of nowhere here, aren't I? I think you can only do the asteroid or reputation once. Done it for the lot. Wow, is that it? Is that all that was here? Biotope. No gates here either. Nowhere. Come down here then. Lowest off, you're a few minutes walk from Ness Point, Britain's most easterly point. Wow. Must be quite nice on the east coast. You don't get quite as bad weather and winds and stuff as you do on the west side because of the way that it's a bird's eye factory. We haven't got to go far to find Captain what's his name? Captain Nemo, Captain Birdseye. Can you see the I can't remember exactly where it is, whether it's further southeast of you or something. There's the big wind farm and stuff, isn't there, out off the east coast somewhere? Generally about 3°C cooler in the summer. Yeah, I mean the thing is weather patterns are changing quite a bit these days. Oh, very blue here. Do a quick scan. Just a trading post. What are you trading? General stuff. Still the same faction. Right, I've got off the beaten track a bit here. There's still no gates. Nothing out here coming up on the scans. Food connect, there's probably gates here. We'll go over this way. Have a quick look in it. Asteroid field though. If there's any. One of the big wind farms is visible from Great Yarmouth. Yeah, I mean I've flown over it quite a bit in Flight Simulator and didn't quite get to go over it when I was, most of my flying was Midlands and South Coast, Southwest and stuff. But I used to travel around most towns in the UK, so you know I'd go to Norwich and I went to Great Yarmouth, but local. So if I get a hauling ship, I need to get a captain that's trade. I think it's a trader captain. So many captains, and some are a bit similar because you get operation and there's a market captain and factory. Flying on these ships. Got rain coming tonight, so even cooler. Green stuff. More green stuff. Lots of green stuff here. Jolly good. Probably going to give us quantities we need then. Gotta tell this guy to go mine. This mine sector. Oh, he's full, is he? Hey, what man? Go refine your ores. There's no refinery here. Okay. That's a problem. Oh, we've got pirates as well coming in. I don't know if he's on escort. Make sure it's about to be attacked. Going straight in. It's gone straight in. 7th floor. Don't know how hard the rats are here. They're going to be. Not mining. Ooh. Pick some dudes out. Nuclear missile at him. Missed. What are my missiles doing? Oh, okay, they're going. If in doubt, fire a nuke. I need to get this guy. That's far. No. Missed it. Why are they firing out sideways? Something weird wrong with my. Firing out the side of my ship and shouldn't have. Hammered here. ships. Tougher than the other ones. Range. Okay, too much damage. I out of bloody missiles, but I thought I had loads. I have to jump away, you know. There's still 3 of them. Oh, oh shit, yeah, my other ship's about to die. Oh no! Let's just come here. I hope the other ship gets away. Come on, follow me. Okay. Yeah, those guys. We need shields. Don't know if he self-repairs a bit. My hull does. Get to a repair dock. Okay, that was disappointing. I thought I had 16 torpedoes. But I didn't have to. Don't self-reload then or something. No, you can play multiplayer in it as well. You can choose what you want to do. I think you can host a server and there's a co-op. I don't know, you'd have to Google how many people, but it's not a multiplayer, it's not a PvP game per se, but you can do multiplayer co-op and stuff like that. And when it's in the menu, you set it up. I started this as a solo. I don't know if you can swap it halfway through. I don't think so. But right, we just jumped away to anywhere there, didn't we? So where did I go though? It was here, wasn't it? But there was 3,000 asteroids here, but yeah, that was. Come up here then. Let me Google it. Avorion. How many? You can have 10 co-op players, it says. Avorion, you can have up to 10 co-op players. The game supports multiplayer gameplay where a player can build, explore, engage together with online co-op, drop in, drop out, supports up to players. I mean, I don't tend to. I mean, your situation's a bit different because you've got family and stuff, but I don't really enjoy open multiplayer games really because of all the scummy stuff that people do usually. Co-op I much prefer, but then, you know, it's hard to do co-op stuff. It's like people, I like, you know, I'll go off a game and, you know, you can't often play those games if the host isn't playing, so if other people want to play and stuff. I tried it in the past, it didn't work for my channel and stuff, and then, you know, and then if you want to take a break or want to play a different game and other people don't or something. So I think, you know, if you've got family that play computer games with you, I haven't even got family that watch, let alone play, but bit beaten up. This ship's lucky. I don't think it is. Running into pirates again. But I think when you create the game, I mean, if you go to the key site, you get this game for about. I got this game for £8 something or something, so it's not an expensive game. But has quite a bit of depth in its creative building and exploration. So I don't know whether it might get a bit boring and slow paced once you've done. I don't know if the premise of the game with everything being in the center, because you've got sort of 7 ores and everything, so you know where stuff is, not specifically. You know, it's in the center. So as you sort of go in further to these rings, because you've got the 7. Was it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. You got the 7 ore types. So you got iron, titanium, naonite, trinium, axion, organite, and Avorion, which is the game's name. So those ores are towards ever increasing center of the game, and you build ships out of them, and obviously each material is stronger and better than the last. It's mostly mining, exploration and stuff, but it does have quests and it has trading and stuff, so it's, you know, it's sort of a Elite Dangerous slash you know, it's not No Man's Sky. There's no sort of base building or that sort of stuff, or planet stuff or anything, although you can have bases in as far as, oh, we've got pirates here. Chased. Google is. Are you safe from pirates? Dogs. I mean, they come into the systems. I need a system that's got some facilities. This one doesn't. Scan. I need to get to repair. Valuable objects here. One here. Some stash. Grab those. Usually I was getting 50 grand from the other ones. I think, I don't know if this stash is, well, I guess they do increase in value in the richer areas, because you'll get better materials and gear. I expect them all. But if pirates come in here, is the other ship with me? Where are you? Yeah, I'm only a couple of days into the game. Also, I mean, I've watched a fair bit of it, and it was always a game I meant to get and play some years ago, but never got around to it. And it's one of those games that's you know, got a very niche group of players. That the thing is, I'm not really a forever game player, so there's some people that just play this and have played it for 5,000 hours, you know, and that's not really me. Once I sort of discovered done everything, got to a certain level, I'm usually feel like, okay, I've done that game now or whatever. But you know, I enjoy learning. I got 116,000 credits, and Yeah, so I got an unbound legendary repair and a hull polarizer. That was nice. Right, well, while they're away, let's do a scan again, because I think maybe it's 2 items. Oh no, nothing's down here, just the one then. We're pretty beat up. Green stuff here though. He's full though, he can't really mine. Let me just check to his cargo. So he's got, yeah, he's full of iron. You can't, I don't think there's a way, when you do auto mining in this game, you can't tell them to mine a particular thing. But he's got 36,000. Oh, he's got 36. Oh, I've got enough then. I need 50. I need 56. I've now got 59. But they wanted, or I thought they wanted actual Naonite, so I refined my first 30,000. And then it said, no, you need ore, not. So I need to find a system with a repair station and a but it's sort of like Minecraft with the shipbuilding and stuff. So if you've got the aptitude, I don't really have it. I kind of like taking other people's designs and stuff, but I might think, you know, I wouldn't be able to build, so, but you can take stuff off the workshop and you can you know, you can design anything. You could have Star Trek looking ships and stuff like that, because it's all sort of blocks and cubes and that, so you can go onto the workshop and grab what you want, or build your own and upload it to the workshop and stuff. So if you like that sort of thing, that's a big part of this game. But like a lot of these games, you've got carriers, you've got battleships, you've got different ships that you can, but because they're created out of the blocks with the things, you can have ships that sort of do a bit of everything or specialise in whatever you set them to do. And there's quite a bit of automation in the game as well. It doesn't do things though when you're not logged in, so it's not like EVE Online in that sense. But you could have 10 other ships, like, you know, doing things, a couple doing trading, a couple doing hauling and stuff, and just have the stuff rolling in. And when you're just a billionaire and stuff, then just... I don't know how much of the content there is just to get... I guess once you've got to the centre and you've got all the ore types and you've got some of the best weapons, fighters and ships, then... and then once you've done something, you know, because for me there probably would be a point where it's like, well, okay, I've done most of the content now. But I'm only about 12 hours into this game, and a couple of hours of those are probably sitting on the menu screen. Lunch or something. But, you know, I was looking at Star Miner. I mean, Star Miner looks quite good, but some people are going, it's too slow, it's too, but you know, and there's lots of bugs with it. People are having crashes and things like that, and it's, you know, it's not an expensive game. It's about 26 quid on discount, 30 quid full price, I think. But you know, if Star Miner does turn out to be good, I mean, that's a game I'll probably get half price in a year or two, because then it will have more content, all the bugs will have been fixed, it will be a much better game in a year or two, and you'll probably be able to pick it up for 15 quid. So I really very rarely get games that come out. I mean, there are some games on early access you can get that you could just sort of try and enjoy the journey of the early access journey, But some of them turn early access into like, 15 years of early access. Really probably shouldn't fill this up with them. Probably got more green stuff here. How much have I got on me then? But yeah, some of the automation stuff for trading and things I haven't got that much of an idea of. Is this my cargo? I got a lot more space than the other ship then. Right. But you could set some ships up to auto trade and auto mine and stuff and go, pirates can be an issue and you can come back, find your ship blown up or something like that, but you can sort of go off and make dinner or something and just semi-check and just leave the things auto. There's different captains, so you need a captain to do autopilot, but then you can have both of my captains are mining captains because mining's probably the biggest activity in the game. But you can have a trading captain, you can have an exploration captain, and they all have if I show you so this is my miner captain, so he's a legendary gold color one. You can get XP levels up. I don't think it's from mining though. You have to do expeditions or certain things to get those levels increased. But as they level up, they can mine for longer periods. Mine's 1.5 hours auto mining, and I think the maximum's 8 hours. And then they have a salary, and they have other skills that help them. So I've got a lower risk of being ambushed. But then I'm arrogant, so I've got a higher risk of being ambushed. I've got two things. I'm careful, intimidating, but it's kind of, I've seen this on a video. It's like, how can I be careful but also arrogant? Intimidating, but also a commoner. So I've got two things that increase my risk of being ambushed, and then two things that lower it, two things that higher it. And then lucky, I may find turrets or subsystems. So they can be, when you press N in the sector, if you go to this crew thing, if there's any captains at stations higher, you'll see them. As you automate some of your fleet and stuff, but some people just play with their main one ship or something, but I think the game is meant to be played with fleet. I don't know what the sort of size of a fleet can be. Some said it wasn't limited, but it must be limited. You can't bring 100 ships in it. But yeah, so if a game's been out quite a few years and had a fairly good reputation on Steam, and it just feels like, then if I can get tens or hundreds of hours out of something that's £10 or £15, then I get a lot more enjoyment out of that than buying Forza at £70 or something, not enjoying it a week later or something. But then some of those games, if they are good, you can still pick them up sort of 2 years later for like 18 quid or something, and they don't lose their content. Games tend to gain content. I mean, you can get some games, especially if they're live service games, are notoriously bad to be A, good, and B, still around a few years later, because you've got to keep the live servers going. I played some WoW Classic and stuff like that, but I can't afford to pay subscriptions every month. That's why I stopped paying EVE Online, is because you've either got to turn it into a job, grind it, and that just, if your game's economic cycle is to make players play it like a job just to be able to not pay it or sink credit card thousands into the game, then it's just not the. I mean, I've played those games and I sank thousands of real pounds into EVE Online, but I was foolish to do that. You don't get you know, the company doesn't value the players. Lots of companies don't value their players' money or time. Some do, but a lot don't, in what you get in rewards or permanent benefits. Or back again. This is very difficult for pirates. Get out of it, buddy. But like in Shrouded, I can get on the key sites for 18 quid. I'm waiting till probably 1.0 comes out for it. But then if you think about how much fun you can have, because that's 16 people co-op, isn't it? And single player. And you think about how many hundreds of hours you can get in that game and building and leveling and, you know, 45 levels, and they've kept up, and they'll probably up it, you know, maybe when 1.0 comes up, they'll go to level 60 or something, and, you know, you can get that kind of game for under 20 quid. So, and it's not just a value, because the game, you got to want to play the game or it to be your cup of tea. I know that, but it's just, so I lean towards indie, but it's not like I'm against a good, you know, I mean, I love things like The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 and stuff. As stories and games, it's just amazing. I mean, those you can get for £20-25 on the key sites and stuff. I mean, when they were on console or full price, they were sort of £50 games or something. But I won't be buying GT6 when it comes out, or Red Dead 3 when it comes out on launch or something for like £80-90 or something. I just won't do that. You know, I'll maybe get it, you know, when they're bug-free, develop more content, and, you know, I mean, you can get Red Dead 2 now for about, you know, 12 quid or something in the summer sales. And then it's like, wow, what a game for 12 quid, but okay, yeah, you've got to play it several years after. 2,000 asteroids here, but literally like no stations. Gonna have to find the gates again. Everywhere I'm going, I'm being chased by pirates. I think I might come back to here because I've got better jump drive things now. Do the distance, but I know there's need to get shields and better guns for these ships if we're gonna. And although you could keep driving for the center for better materials and metals in this game, it's like obviously the enemies and stuff, so you're just going to get blown up, one-shotted or something, if you don't sort of scale with the area, so to speak, through most games. Yeah, I mean, Red Dead 2 is, if you haven't played it or had it on console, I mean, it is, say, in the summer sales on PC, you can get it for about, I think I saw it even below 10 quid or something, although often you can get it for like 12 or 15 in the big main sales. And it's just very nice to play the controls and stuff. I would still use a controller for that type of game on a PC. The story's very good, and it's just got some sort of humour, and it's just, you know. And for me, I'd prefer Red Dead than I do a GTA sort of game, because, you know. But I'm unsure about GTA 6. I'm sure it'll be a financial success and stuff and all that. people are going to pay 100 quid for that game and buy it in the tens of millions, but and graphics will be better and the map's going to be bigger and stuff. But and they, Rockstar are very good because they do make humor and Easter eggs and all that sort of stuff, which are really good for gaming. But they're not redesigning the GTA games. I mean, you're going to rob stores and drive fast and fly planes, helicopters, and find hidden stashes and raid army bases, and so. I guess you don't. If they do a Red Dead 3, you're going to be like, okay, you ride horses and shoot. So I suppose, it's just the story and the characters and the game. But I'm not earning any money and stuff at the moment. So it's, I can't just go out and buy £100 games anyway. So it's not even an option. But there's very little, obviously people spend the money how they want, and if you've got spare money, then you just spend it how you want. It doesn't really matter, does it? But as far as benefits from getting a game on launch, price, content, performance, I mean, I can't think of any game. I mean, if you're a streamer that can actually monetize, and that is your main job and income, then playing things on launch because of the visibility and everybody having the interest is probably the only reason I could see why you would get. But then the thing is, the people that are successful, and obviously they're not successful overnight. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. They put in a lot of hard work to get where they go, and they're very good people at being a sort of an entertainer on stream. But when they're at that side, they're not paying for the games anyway. They're all like, and then people like Code Carnage or something. I mean, not only does, so you got the first stage of like getting games given to you for free. Then you get the games given to you for free, and then you might have like some kind of single sponsors, like, you'll do a segment in your video and you'll do 2 minutes talking about, some shaver or something. Manscaped, and I'm not sure, but you might get paid a couple £100 for that, or even a couple thousand. But then people like Code Carnage and that, and I know he doesn't talk about it too much. I mean, the guy's a millionaire or something, not from his stream, but he's got a ranch, horses. I think he had good jobs and was in game development, and I mean, he paid £250,000 to have his own internet stuff fed to his ranch and his house where he is, because it's quite rural, but everything had to be dug up, and then he's got like 6 computers in his house and servers and you name it, and then he's got a support thing where not just they come, it's not like we would have support or something. He can have somebody at the property within a certain amount of hours, and if he picked up a phone or something, he would have dedicated support instantly to sort out infrastructure or software or anything like that. But I mean, he makes like more than $1 million a year, and some of his paid streams. I mean, at one point Twitch was paying him. I don't think they're paying him as much now, but at one point Twitch alone was paying him about $750,000 a year in salary. And then other people come along and sponsor you and say, well, if you do this, we'll pay you 50 grand, because 50 grand to us is nothing. We'll sell millions of copies of these games because of it's kind of nuts on that level. And it's difficult because a lot of these big popular people are quite genuine about their takes on the game, but there's also that thing of when it is your business and you don't pay for the game and you're not stuck for money and you're not having to count every penny or something, then your reviews of games, especially when you're a game reviewer and doing that sort of stuff, you need to be because how you review a game does depend on your circumstances a lot. If you been given the game and paid to play the game, and then paid to sponsor the game, and then other sponsors pay you to have their adverts on your stream, maybe not related to the game, then you're not going to have the same take as somebody who's living in their mum's basement and spending their last £20 for the month on the game they've been waiting for 2 years. You played Elite on the Spectrum. I played it on the BBC Micro well before the Spectrum. Was it 80 or 81 or something? So I used to live in Oxford, and Oxford Instruments built the BBC Micro, and the BBC Micro went to schools, but the Oxford schools got it about a year before everyone else did in the country. So I think I I was one of the, my school and we were some of the first people to use computers in a school. Well, we were the first people. I remember them coming in to our school and our class. So I can probably confidently say that I was in a group of people that used computing at schools for the first time in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but and then quite quickly you had the original Elites and stuff on the Spectrum, and the I sort of, because my dad bought, so I started off with things like Pong in the 70s, like 78, 79, with the Atari. I think it was the 2600 or something, with the paddles, and all that jazz, and cartridges. And then I got a VIC-20, which was VIC-20 was even I think a little bit before the BBC Micro, but the BBC Micro was in some schools and education before it was sort of people were buying it for the home. And the VIC-20 preceded the people talk about the Commodore 64, but even that was because you had and there was another version before the VIC-20, but it wasn't sort of a commercial thing like the VIC-20 was. And then after the VIC-20, there was the VIC-120, and then an Amiga. Then you had the Amiga. You had the 64. There was a 64 120, and then there was a 500, like an Amiga 500. And there was the original Spectrum. I mean, I sold the color Spectrum, because the color Spectrum was, I think 83 was it, because the Spectrum was like 81, the black and white one, and then they did the color one. And I was selling them. I used to work in the computer department in W.H. Smith's when I was 16 or something. And remember the Ghostbusters game that came out on cassette and stuff for that. Then the color Spectrum was quite popular. That was about the same time as the 64. So the Commodore 64 and the color Spectrum were about the same year. Hey Taz. Oh, you played the original Elite when it came out on the BBC Micro as well. Nice. Be all similar ages then. How did you play the BBC Micro in New Zealand? Wasn't it? Did it get released in New Zealand? And if so, it wouldn't have been the same time as it was when it came out in Oxford. But I mean, there was a huge explosion, like from like 81 to like 86, 87 of personal computing, as it was called there. Amstrad, yeah. I had a lot actually, because I had. Thing is, my friend had as well. So he had, like, I had a Spectrum and he had the Commodore 64, and I had the VIC-20, and then I had the 500, Amiga 500 or something, and then And then I can't remember what year. What year was the PlayStation 1? I think that was 1990. PS1 date. Oh, that was not till 95. Quite a bit later then. Oh, we've actually found some civilization. Right, is there a repair dock here? There is. Right, let's go there first, quick. Get our ass kicked by. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Honestly, I can't find things in this game. Like, they have the arrows, but I don't see them. I just highlighted the damn thing. Right in front. But yeah, so then I had the Atari, the VIC-20. My mate had a 64. I had a Spectrum Color, and then. But even before the Atari, like in the 70s, I had the handheld battery. They were sort of the arcade sort of handhelds. So they weren't a computer screen or anything. They were just the lights that, like the LCD lights that would light up like Space Invaders and stuff like that. I can't remember some of the companies that made them. Maybe Atari made some. But like you'd have those and stuff. So when like personal computing came out more commercially, that people could buy them, it was like, well, hey, you know. And you know, my VIC-20 was mostly cartridges, text adventures like The Hobbit and stuff. Like, you know, look north, look south. You're in a glade, all that stuff. ZX81 was the mono one, yeah. Yeah. And then there was the colour one. But yeah, my school in Oxford was one. Well, some of the Oxford schools were some of the first schools to get the BBC Micro. They were made just down the road from us. I mean, Oxford Instruments still exists. They still do tech stuff, but it's different now. You got no repair costs, so I didn't lose anything. Let me check this guy first. Dock him manually. Check, he got very low. He nearly died. I nearly lost him. Look like he's damaged. Right, we've got enough stuff now to get this building knowledge thing out, but I need it's not in the system. But the BBC Micro did go fairly global, but I thought it was much more of a UK thing. I don't think the Americans had it too much, because Commodore was kind of a bit more king there. But you know, there was the Atari, and I did have. I'm trying to think what Amstrad I had, because at one point I had the Spectrum, my old Amigas, and an Amstrad. And then there was things like the Sega Mega Drive. When did that first Sega Mega Drive one? There was Sega Mega Drive. That was 95. So that was the same year as the PS1 then in the UK. Sega Genesis was. I thought the PS1 was a little bit earlier than that. Too, but you had the BBC Electron, Amstrad, Archimedes. I don't remember an Archimedes. I moved to a 386 PC. Yeah, I did a similar thing. I had a, well, it's probably a bit late. I had a Gateway Pentium 1 or 2, or maybe it was a Pentium 4. I get confused now with what I had. But I got my Gateway. It would have been after 93 and before 97, so I think I got that around. I had the PS1 and the computer at the same time. They're probably both around 95. There is a resource thing here. Why did I not see that? Wait, it's not listed there. Oh, hang on, that's good. Someone. Oh yeah, no, I came back to the home system, didn't I? Right, I need to switch back to the. Yep. I'll tell this guy to go process his. Actually, no, not process it. I'm gonna make the same mistake as I did already. Let's see if this knowledge book's still here then, because we need to give them raw or not refined. Your boys grew up with the Sonic on the Mega Drive. They were born 91, 92. That's quite nice then. But it's kind of weird because, you know, I grew up before gaming, so I know what it was like before, and to some extent I miss it. You know, we were out in the gardens and scrumping up trees and riding our chopper bikes and things like that, where you would go out and play. But a lot of people, you know, I'm getting older now and stuff, a lot of people have never, you know, and like my daughter never knew a world without phones. So I don't know. I don't want to say it's better or worse or whatever, but it's certainly different when you had a time before the internet, a time before the phones, and you sort of move through those phases. And we won't be around when there'll be other things designed, imagine. But you know, obviously, most people have grown up with the internet. Most people have grown up with mobile phones, even smartphones now, because really the smartphone, well, Apple came out 2007, and it was all PDAs and styluses and stuff before that. Yeah, see, it's not selling me the skill book now that it was before. Shit. Pretty sure it was. Well, it might be a shipyard, but I'm sure it was in this system as well. We've come back here now. The knowledge thing. A lot of captains here. The merchant, I don't know if the merchant's what I need for trading. I think there's an actual trader though, isn't it? Merchant. Yeah, well, it's not just fast paced. It's like you're exposed, like, because I kind of think like with media now, with news and stuff. I mean, it can be good stuff as well, but disasters around the world, wars, whatever. I mean, you just see it, and you see it instantly. You can even see some of it live. You know, and I do. I mean, I'm going to sound like some old fogey now, but hey, boxing. Sorry, I didn't see you sneak in there. We're starting to drift again on world topics. Chatting on Twitch, but you know, let me go back to 70s. So when I grew up in the 70s, and I mean, you know, you heard about the Cold War and there was this stuff. I mean, it wasn't like you weren't aware of the news, but as a kid out there, I mean, first of all, you didn't really have interest in any of that stuff until you got into your mid-teens. So like as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, you know, it wasn't even like. But then you know, because your dad would read papers and things like that, but you wouldn't go, oh, let me go buy the paper today when as an 11-year-old. So you didn't even really sort of seek it out too much. And so you were sort of left to invent you'd have your school life, and you know, you'd get bullied, or you'd have girlfriends, or you know, interests, go scouts, and you know, go on camping trips and things like this or whatever. But you know, but then computing for me anyway, it then brought in this world. Well, okay, I can sort of have this fantasy world of either playing or learning, or you know, and of course at the same time, you know, Star Wars was what, 79, Aliens was Star Wars was 77 and Aliens was 79. So already sci-fi in the movies in the late 70s really started, you know, and obviously things like Star Wars 77 and Alien in 79, they still hold up today because they used this sort of more realistic sort of tech a bit. Star Wars lightsabers maybe not so much, but the rest of it, you know, like the old Millennium Falcon being some junker freighter or something, it was all quite. So it was just like, you know, because otherwise it was all sort of robots on Mars, and you know, it's very different sci-fi in the 50s and 60s. But and then obviously as you went into the 80s, there was some silly films and stuff, but you know, you started getting more, and then you could just go into those worlds in gaming, you know. And like I said, Ghostbusters on the spectrum, because when Ghostbusters came out, I think it was 84 or 85, and it was out on the spectrum in colour, and you had those little 8-bit sounds, or like, so it was like beep 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 beep, and it was doing. It was just like, as a kid of that age, you were like, I mean, I was a teen then, as I say, like 15, 16 or whatever, but I started doing some work at the age of 15 or something, just part-time, and then you know, pretty much working from 16. But it was just, I don't know, it's just, I guess the only way you guys probably understand if that age, but you know, people today, that technology invading, it's like, I even remember like when the BlackBerry came out in emails, because even when emails came out, it was still work, you know, you would still go to phone boxes and log into email in the morning. But like when BlackBerries and that sort of email, and then it's like your work invaded your home life. It was like bosses were sending you things at 8 p.m. at night saying, I need this by 9 in the morning, or what's your thoughts on this or something. So then there was that big shift when work hours were no longer work hours because of technology, because of email, because of phones, because of pages and BlackBerries and stuff. And that old world of I'm at work and then I'm at home with my family, and the two things were very separate. And I actually think it was a much better world where you did have that separation. So technology's brought massive benefits and, you know, all kinds of things, you know, health, but I don't think it's brought society particularly any better stuff, because, you know, now you can't get away from it, and you know you can't get away from work, you can't get away from your phone. Why didn't you call me back? You know, I mean, you never had this situation where if you sent somebody a message and they haven't instantly responded, that you either offended them or feel bad or feel, you know, or I've been with people like having a conversation and the phone rings and they're like, oh, sorry. And I'm thinking, you're having a conversation with somebody else in real life. Why the fuck would you answer a phone? Because I was brought up in a time where you wouldn't do that. You just let it ring. It's got voicemail, for God's sake. And then somebody leaves a message and you go, oh, yeah, sorry, I was in a meeting. I was chatting to somebody or whatever. But these people that when a phone rings that have to answer it because it rings, whether they're, you know, talking to their date or in a meeting at work, or I don't know. It's just completely shattered, like, home work life balance. And it wasn't just the phones, as I say, it was, you know, the internet, pages. You know, it started, I guess, really with pages and an email, because pages, but even pages were like, call this number or something. People didn't have to instantly do it. They would just know that somebody's trying to get hold of them. Yeah, they are addicted to their phones. But you know, when you give people connectivity, you can understand. I mean, I can understand. I wouldn't want to be without my phone now, but it does bring a lot of negatives. Like, you know, and like your sons or something, Paul, probably like they probably can't imagine a phone without a world without the internet or phones. If they were born, well, they were born a little bit before that, but you know, by the time they were old enough to know these things, you know. You know, oh God, I meant to look at this. Can you be attacked when you've got Googled this 3 times? Take a break earlier today. Take a break earlier today. You worked in security business when you were on call many times. Yeah, I mean the thing is, if you're a service thing, but it's not just that. It's like, so obviously it started with work, getting hold of people outside of the work. So then the work hours, even though you still had sort of work hours and contract hours, I mean, it then became almost a 24/7 thing. But then even family, like, you know, when you were younger in the 70s or early 80s or something, if you went off, you know, camping or something. I mean, I went to the United States in the late 80s or something, and like, you know, on my own at a young age, and you know, I wasn't in contact with my family, or I've got my flight, I've got my seat number, and so I mean, now I'm like, you know, I want to know all that stuff. When did you take off? When did you land? And all that sort of stuff. But you know, when I was that young or something, I mean, you'd be lucky if you'd get a phone call, a message through once a couple months. Because I went out there for 6 months or something, you know, something at Christmas, and because, you know, A, it was expensive, but you didn't have the internet, you didn't have mobile phones. Well, there were a few analog phones around probably in the late 80s, but you know, people didn't have phones, so you would, you know, those calls or messages. So, you know, I was very unconnected when I went traveling when I was young. But yeah, that's when you had a BlackBerry and a pager. Yeah, and you know, I mean, even when those things came out, I remember going, oh, cool, I've got a BlackBerry, I've got a pager, I've got all these things. But you know, as I say, I think that's when things started to change, really. Then I don't know why this knowledge book now for this metal's not here, because I went to 2 resource depots and they had the book, and they wanted me to buy the knowledge book for 56,000 unrefined ore. And now I've come back. Because want to refine. Excellent. I want to refine the other stuff. I don't want to refine. Don't want to refine this. I can't remember. We were up here somewhere where we found the green stuff, and then we didn't have the ore, so then we went further in here. And then when we got down here, we're getting our ass kicked by the pirates. So I've come back to the capital because now the bloody steelbook thing's gone. Yeah, but it's not there. It's not. It's It was at 2 ore refineries, and I went to a second one which had it, and I thought, well, okay, because it's trying to get me to, and now it's not offering it me to me. Just check I haven't got it for free through pirates. So the knowledge book for the Naonite was at the ore sites, and now they're not, but they wanted 50, so I've gone and mined 56 ore. Yeah, I think shipyards. I checked the shipyard here. I don't know. I've just got unlucky here now. Whatever. I'll do something, and then the game changes, switches it up on me. I think I just checked the shipyard, and it doesn't have it either. But they did have it in the same system, so it must have refreshed. It was the first thing on the list. And now I'm absolutely stuffed full of ore that I can't refine because I need to keep it as ore. Now no one's selling me the... I'll have to try another. Yeah, but it's like I can't mine now because both ships are full. And the rats have been kicking my ass. Let's come back. Let me track the gates. I think we jumped down here, didn't we? Let's go to this gate to our east and we'll just... But I'm sure it was in this system and now it's just taking it away. Son of a bitch. Here's the east gate. See any gates? Are there gates? I think there's no gates. How can this be a home system with no gates? It doesn't have any gates, does it? Because it would have lines from it if it did. 3 gates, but no gates. Let me come here. Then that might have a gate. I was so sure this was gonna have... Did I check? I did check both ships, didn't I? Had no damage. No. Did I? Oh, the UI just does my head. So many buttons. Why am I pressing that all the time? Let's switch. I think I paid for this. Still on autopilot. Yeah, I did do it because I checked my ship and it had none, and then I did this ship and I paid for it. See. Okay. Where are you, dude, now? Like, quick. Why can't I have a right-click function here? Just follow me. Yeah, but it's left-click. Scott, get out. Do. Yeah, I'm going to need shields, much better guns based on those pirates that we fought. I mean, we could kill a ship, but they were taking so much time to kill. When there's 4, 5, 6 of them, we were getting our asses. That really wasn't that far away. That was just here, so. Right, anything here? No. Any gates? No. Weird how this has no gates. That's why I jumped down here last time. It has got a resource depot, so maybe. I come to this one because it's connected. But yeah, look. Pirates jumping in. Well, actually, it says alien ships, but that's pirates, is it not? No. Other miners and. Anyway. Come out of this view into that view. That's the thing I don't like about this game the most, is its user interface. It's just... There's a lot of stuff you can do, so it all sort of works, but it's not good QOL, as we call it. The Exotan ships are the alien ones. They get scary. Great. I'll stay away from them. Alright, let's have a look. What do we got here? Nothing, just mines. There is a resource depot. Are you selling the book? See, every station I went to had the book when I didn't have the ore. Now I've got the ore. It's not giving it to me now. Right. Well, we'll come here. I think I can go through a gate though, can't I? So north, north, east. We got southwest. Southwest gate. But if they're 60, 70, it's not too far this one, but actually use less energy using the hyperspace if the gate's too far away. And lead to the same system. I do like having the colours. You kind of know what colour the world's going to be when you jump in. It's going to be blue. That's an ugly ship. And I look a little bit like the Nostromo or something. Yeah, I'm trying. I think I did the one mine, the faction rep with the year out here. But I think if I find more asteroids, that's not going to help my rep because it only allows you to do it once, I think, for rep, and the rest is then just for money. But I did scan these systems, ones I've been to. Found it. Looking for more mines because I'll still take the money anyway. What is my shit doing? Copper, no, so there's no things here. I'm gonna use the drive. It's quicker, easier, and cheap. I came down here, but I think those systems I just went to before I found the ore, so it may well be it was further down the pipe. I didn't know what system they were in. But I might play something else this afternoon or this evening. Fancy mixing it up. I'll have a look what my rep is. It's not much. It's not good yet. I think it's still the one below good, but it's got a yeah, I think I'm probably still in there, but it's a chunk, you know, it's about an inch up, but it's not into the next block. Boss Swokes 3. Well, hello there. Now, who might you be? Who the hell's this? Ask you the same thing. You've not heard of me. I am Boss Swokes 3. Scourge of the outer sectors. You will get to know me soon enough. He's a 3 chevron can't interact or do anything until I finish this chat. I don't want to fight him, but it's going to force it, isn't it? You don't scare me. What do you want from me? You have two choices. I can pay him 185,000 credits for your pathetic life, or you could choose to die. I think I'll pay him. I'll pay. Unless he kills me anyway. Gone. I'll probably meet him in the very next system, and then he'll go, ah, pay me, alright. We found 120 in a can not long ago, so pretty much that. I could probably get a couple million if I sell some of my ore, but I'm trying to get this flipping thing, and it was like offering it to me absolutely everywhere when I didn't have it. Now the opposite. Check here. Resource F. Not here either. Son of a bitch. Not there either at the shipyard. Why are they not offering it to me now? It can't have been here because there's no... A lot of these systems had it. I don't want to go down here because it's so annoying. So annoying. Had it everywhere. I'm out here. These systems here connected. record and finish off my last 2 missions. I need to do it on AC Shadows as well to get the cutscene ending, whatever, out this week. Right, that was a bag of bollocks coming here. Gonna go north. We want the north gate then. In front of us. Oh, I was going to check my rep. Yeah, my rep is. So we're in this one, so we've got about an inch, but yeah, we're still in the neutral. Because they have a few station the things. So, but I think I got that by selling the asteroid. So we've done that for the rep. But yeah, killing pirates, doing other stuff will. I found the green stuff and then we mined it. Then I refined a bunch of it, thinking it had to be actual ore for the book, and misread it. Like. Right, what have we got here? Another resource depot. I think they've just taken it away from me now, whatever the thing is, because it's just not coming up. So I don't know whether it was a time limited thing. I know you can get it from pirates and you can buy it, but I had specific things to get it for 56,000 raw ore. Now, can't find it anywhere. Now we've checked about 4 in a row. That's getting. What was the stuff that? Because I bought the thing. Gave me. Thing is, I haven't sold a lot of that, so I don't actually have a lot of money right now, but. Pressing M instead of N half the time, and N when I want to press M, and vice versa. They're probably available here, aren't they? Sector books, because I bought a sector book for these people. It was the blue one, I think. So it tells me the gates, who it's controlled by, but it's not telling me the stations, because I think that one was like about 1 million credits or something. I don't know, I think it's just removed. For whatever reason, the game's just decided not to. And I checked, because when it gave me the ore and then I refined it by mistake, I went to the station, it had the book, and I thought, right. Then I went to another station, another sector, and thought, well, is it just offering me that? And it was like, no. And the next one gave it to me. And I checked the next one, and that was offering it to me, but I still at the ore didn't have it. I had like 3 offering the book, knowledge book thing. There's a separate thing at the top of the thing, and every one of them was on the resource thing. And now I've got the ore. It's no gates here, is there? Well, there is. No. East, northeast. Might do that one. West. Northeast, I want to go. Got that way, isn't it? I don't think so, because I was looking up. Worth trying it though, but let's before we leave then let's test that theory. But there is a resource depot here. But we were docked at the other place and it didn't have it. Because I docked in the capital one. And I'm pretty sure when I was checking the other systems when I didn't have the ore, I was checking it via the F key, but check. Oh, it will come up as the first thing. Knowledge. Very weird. Very weird. Now I'm sailing around with 2 ships full of ore, ready to trade. Do that deal. That's Southgate. What? Westgate. We don't want Westgate either. Westgate as well as. Northeast Gate. Well, it wants 56,000 raw ore for that knowledge book. So I've got about 28 or 30, whatever the max is the ships can carry in each ship. Yeah. But it's weird, as I say, it was everywhere and every station, and I just thought, well, that's fine then. So it's not just this one place. But I didn't have the ore, and then I went through a few systems trying to find, and I had to go to the more systems because the first place I found it, there was a massive one that gave me 30,000 raw ore in just one asteroid. It wasn't the 56, but it was about 60% of it. But I misread the text. I thought it wanted Naonite, not Naonite ore. So after I'd mined the 34,000 or whatever it gave me in that one thing, I then refined it by mistake. So then I didn't have it. So then I went searching through the other systems to get the 56 back. And now that I've done that, we got chased away from pirates, but we've got the ore, and now I've gone back to, and now we can't get anyone to offer it to us. Just not doing it. So it's maybe I had a time window or something that I had to do it by. I didn't say that when I was looking at it, but that's now, I think, the 5th or 6th one we've checked. So that would be southwest, north, west, southwest. And more southeast, that's the one. Right, I'll check one more, otherwise I'm going to go for some early lunch. It could be a bug, but I wouldn't. Nothing's really specifically happened that would. Here. Can't remember the system that was the first one that gave it to us. It was somewhere around here. I think it might have been this place. But we've been back there. I'm gonna come here. See what's. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but those regions that I've gone back to are Naonite regions. That's where I got the Naonite from. And now it's not offering the book, so... I can understand, like, I'm not... You know, that's why I don't want to go too far away, because it's not like... So I started off the stream like here or something. Then came down here. And I think this was the system that had the first bit in. I seem to remember it was a discipline system. But then we went, but then I messed up with the thing. But I came here. Maybe it was... Well, the thing is, there were two resource depots together. But I've just been back, we've just checked it. Just gone back to those, but there's two resources together, and they had it at the Naonite. Where I got it from, and I didn't clean out all the belts and stuff, just... But yeah, I will, anyway, if I take a lunch break, we'll be logging in, logging out. I'll go back to some of those systems, we'll find it some. But I don't think I can store stuff otherwise. I'm taking up my mining space. What do we got here? Trading post. Okay. Both of these systems have got 2.8, so I'm pretty sure I found it in these systems. They were the ones offering the... Go back there. Not like a bullet. Doesn't have it. Oh, this system. And I remember when I mean, I can go back and find the systems, but I'm pretty sure there were two systems together. Luckily, had resource. You know, so the one where the first stuff was found, and the other. Then I went next door, and that also had a resource thing, and then I checked that, and that had book. Maybe I've got to mine some in the system for it to offer it me. That makes sense, because I've got to mine this stuff I've got in my ships I haven't mined locally, and so maybe the system doesn't know that I've got some because it's just thinking that it could be doing it that way. I did free up some space, so I can. Let's find some green Naonite. Not really based on what's sitting in your cargo, it's the fact of your activity. Jumping back to this, but then I've got to find some more now. Completely. Don't see any here. I mean, the first system I found it had pretty much that one big rock. Next one had a lot of smaller ones. Finding those. Both of these have got like 2800 aspect. Still need to get fairly close. Boo 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 doo. I'm starting to doubt myself what bloody systems they were in, so. I mean, we came down like it was here or something, and then we panicked to jump away or something and came out this way, so maybe I'm just in the wrong place. But it will have resource depots interconnected. Got resource here and here, so maybe I'm just disorientated. I'm like a lost shepherd in the desert. Naonite region. Minus 300. Minus 300 what? This is minus 317. The sector thing. I think maybe I went too far north. So it might have been these systems here. So, like you say, it has to be and I went to places I thought they were, but it wasn't. Thinking it's these two systems that I'm now going to. Well, it certainly was on the edge. The first one, so these two systems that were connected. So the first one just had the one big ore in it, and then the next one next to it had a lot more. And and then I went further after I messed up refining. So I think. It's because this system's got a resource depot and it's a 300, and then this system I might have found it in this one because I came like look at I probably found it here, which was the one asteroid. Then I came here, and then I went down there. I think it is because then there was no way to go south or southwest, so I manually jumped further toward the center of the port and then jumped again, and then the pirates were kicking our ass. So I think it's this next system. Yeah, that resource is going to have. Yeah, but I think no pirates when you jump there, but they weren't there when we jumped in. They appeared once we were in the system for a while, so. Yep. Yep, there you go. Yeah. I was in the wrong system. So I found it. I found it here in Discipline 5 or something. Then I did that thing, like I said, so that gave me a huge chunk of it. But then I refined it by mistake. Then we came here. Then I came down here, which probably also had Naonite in it and stuff. But then I didn't want to go north and I didn't want to go west. So then I jumped to a dot down here. Then I jumped to a dot down here, and then we were mining. And then we got jumped by pirates coming in, and then we panicked and jumped out this way. Oh. So yeah, we weren't in the Naonite systems, which was saying all along Taos threat, but I got confused with. Because I didn't actually note the names of the systems that I was finding it in that had the books. So we were both right, but I was lost because I did this thing. I thought it was up here nearer the center, but I found it. So when I came back to look for the books, I jumped too far back. So oh well. My lunch in peace, knowing that there was a logical reason. It's not a bug. Just me. Now the problem is, yeah, I need to give them this ore, but I don't have it. In one ship. It says raw ore. You can exchange raw ores from your cargo bay. I click because I've got 33,600. And the other ship's got 26,003. Will it take it from both of them? I mean, the other ship's here because he's... Can't tell it to dock here, can I really? Don't want it to refine. Has to all be in one ship. I don't think my ship's big enough to have it all. Not going to be big enough because this thing's not taking up. Might be. I guess it is because this has got 26 iron as well. How do I have to dock with my own ship to transfer it. Got docks on these ships now, so dock with it. It's dock. Right, it doesn't. If I press C or hold it down, it does that, but it doesn't as soon as I let go of C. Yeah, the other one's not though. The other one was full because it stopped the mining. But I got warning this stopped mining because this one, well, doesn't look like it's 90,000. Oh, it could be because like 30. Got 3 lots of 30 almost. So yeah, this ship was full. But how do I transfer this? D to dock, but that's okay. I to interact. Really? They're a... What you're spinning. Oh, okay, so this is the severance flow I'm looking at, right? Okay. F. The F or I, yeah. I want to dump cargo, but it's not giving me an option. F is... oh, here we go. Transfer crew cargo fighters. I'm doing this. So I need to rename these captains. This is me, I think. That's crew. Crew. Passenger. Yeah, there's a tab. Okay. Yeah, so right. Some cack-handed way we've actually managed to do it. 69,000, right, okay. Ops success, right, building, let's try this again then. God, it scared me then. We've completely sold out. Oh, don't tell me that. Right. Can I refine everything now? I don't think I need the raw ore clean out. Maybe slightly. Grab a cargo module that gives a percentage, and you can. Oh, that increases the cargo, yeah. Go to the thing. Another dock. Don't tell me there's only one dock point. Yeah, so I was thinking of doing that, upgrading it to and then the shield thing. I did put torpedoes on the cargo, but I was playing around with the turret thing. I downloaded the turret design thing, but I was trying to apply it. And then even though I've got my torpedo tube facing forward, it's firing sideways. All of it messed up.